Presentation on interest rate risk and risk hedging strategies, interest rate futures. Presented by Sushmita M.Com Final, MPM Government First Grade College, Karkala. Interest rate futures are a type of futures contract that are based on a financial instrument which pays interest. It is a contract between a buyer and a seller which agrees to buy and sell a debt instrument at a future date when the contract expires at a price that is determined today. Interest rate futures are future contract based on interest bearing financial instrument. This future contract can be cash settled or it can involve the delivery of the underlying security. The interest rate futures contract allows the buyer and seller to lock in the price of the interest bearing asset for a future date. Some of these futures may require the delivery of specific types of bonds, mostly government bonds on the delivery date. It may require specific type of bonds such as government bond on the date of delivery. These futures may also be cash settled in which case the one who holds the long position receives and one who holds the short position pays. These futures are thus used to hedge against or offset interest rate risk, which means investors and financial institutions cover their risk against future interest rate fluctuations with these. Like other futures, interest rate future is an agreement for the long position to receive the interest earned on a national amount and short position to pay this amount. Since the value is based on an underlying asset, an interest rate futures is considered a financial derivative. The underlying asset can be any interest bearing instrument such as treasury bills, treasury bonds or euro dollars. These futures can be used for speculative or hedging purpose. These futures can be short or long term in nature. Short term futures invest in underlying securities that mature within a year. Long term futures have a maturity period of more than 1 year. The interest rate futures can be a short term or long term. Short term futures are invested in underlying security that mature within a year. Long term futures are maturity period of more than 1 year. Pricing for these futures is derived by a simple formula 100 minus the implied interest rate. So a futures price of 96 means that the implied interest rate for the security is 4%. Since these futures trade in government securities, the default risk is nil. The prices depend only on the interest rates. The risk involved in interest rate futures is nil. It is traded in government securities. The prices are determined or the factors affecting the price is the interest rate. Interest rate futures in India. Interest rate futures in India are offered by the National Stock Exchange and the Bombay Stock Exchange. One can open a demat account and trade in them. Government bond or treasury bills are the underlying securities for these futures contract. The National Stock Exchange and the Bombay Stock Exchange offer the interest rate futures in India. Any person can trade in the opening the demat account. The security is used to trade in these future contract are government bonds or treasury bills. Exchange traded interest rate futures on NSE are standardized contracts based on 6-year, 10-year and 13-year Government of India security and 91-day Government of India treasury bill. All futures contracts which are traded on National Stock Exchange are cash settled. The Government of India security is traded for 6 years, 10 years and 13 years and Government of India treasury bills for 91 days. The future contract traded on National Stock Exchange are cash settled. Features of interest rate futures. First one, underlying asset. The underlying asset is the interest rate bearing security on which the contract is based. In case of an interest rate future contract, it is either a government bond or a treasury bill. The underlying asset or the financial asset upon the which a derivative price is based. The interest rate futures contract is based upon the underlying asset. The underlying asset here could be a government bond or a treasury bills. Second one, expiration date. This is the final date for future for this is the final date future for settlement of the contract which is predetermined. The expiry date or settlement date for the contract is already determined. Third one, size. This refers to the total amount of the contract. There is, however, a minimum requirement of rupees 2 lakh or 2,000 bonds if one wants to trade in these futures. The minimum amount to be invested in the interest rate futures is rupees 2 lakh or minimum 2,000 bonds if a person wants to trade in these futures. Fourth one, margin requirement. There is an initial amount required to enter into a futures contract. At the time of starting your trading, you will be required to pay an initial or upfront margin to your broker. This serves as a security deposit which the broker in turn has to submit to the exchange. A minimum sum of amount has to be paid as a margin to a broker while starting the trading in the future. This amount is being submitted by the broker to the exchange as security deposit. For NSE, the minimum margin for cash settled interest rate futures contract is 1.5% of the contract value subject to a maximum of 2.8% on the first day of trading. For 91 days treasury bill futures contract, the margin is 0.10% of the national value of the futures contract on the first trading date. This becomes 0.05 of the national value of futures contract after that. The minimum margin for cash settled interest rate is 1.5% of the contract value for the NSE and maximum is 2.8% on the first day of trading. On the treasury bill, the margin is 0.10% for 91 days of the national value of the futures contract. On the first day of trading, it then becomes 0.05%. How interest rate futures work. Since the interest rates and prices of bonds have an inverse relationship, when interest rates rise, bonds prices fall. The opposite happens when interest rates fall. Let us say that an investor is holding a long position in a bond, so he expects to sell at a higher price. However, if interest rates rise, the value of the bond will fall. So, rising interest rates are a risk for this investor. Since the bonds are an underlying asset in the contract, the bond prices will fall. Such investors can sell these futures so that they can repurchase them at a lower rate to counter the loss in the value of bonds he is holding. When the buyer purchases a future contract, a minimum amount must initially be posted in a margin contract to ensure performance under the contract terms. It may be necessary to fund the margin account the additional cash if the market value of the contract declines over time. If the buyer cannot provide additional funding in the event of a contract decline, the futures exchange closes out the contract prior to its normal termination date. Conversely, if the market value of the contract increases, the net gain is credited to the buyer's margin account. On the last day of the contract, the exchange marks the contract to market and settles the accounts of the buyer and the seller. Thus, transfers between buyers and sellers over the life of a contract are essentially a zero sum game, where one party directly benefits at the expenses of the other. Let us take an example. Let us assume that you have a home of a loan of rupees 50 lakh and you expect that due to RBI policies the interest rates are going to go up in a certain period, let us say 6 months or 1 year. When interest rates go up, your EMI will also go up. To hedge the risk of rising EMIs when interest rates rise, you can sell an interest rates future contract. If interest rates go up, the price of these futures contracts will fall and you can repurchase them. The higher outgo in terms of EMI is offset to a certain extent by differences in prices of futures and you are hedged against the risk of rising interest rates. For example, if a loan is taken for a house of rupees 50 lakh and it is expected that the interest will increase within 6 months, 1 year. Due to the changes in the policies of RBI, obviously the EMI to be paid will also increase. To hedge this type of risk, the interest rate future contract can be sold. When the interest rate increases, the price for the future contract decreases and it can be repurchased. The higher payment of EMI can be reduced to some extent because of the differences in prices of the futures and risk of rising interest rate can also be reduced. How to trade in the interest rate futures in India? These futures can be bought and sold through trading members of NSE and BSE. You have to connect with a member of the given stock exchange with whom you would like to trade. To open an account with a trading member, you will need to complete certain formalities. The futures contract can be purchased or sold through the National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange. A person needs to connect with the number of respective stock exchange with whom he wants to trade. He needs to open an account with the trading member by fulfilling certain formalities. This would include a constituent agreement, a constituent risk declaration form and a risk disclosure document. Once you submit the required documents and forms, you will be allotted a unique client identification number. To begin trading, the necessary amount of cash or collateral needs to be deposited with the trading member. The certain documents included here are constituent agreement, a constituent risk declaration form and risk disclosure document. After the completion and submission of these formalities, a unique client identification number is provided to the person. Before starting trade in the future, a certain sum of money has to be deposited with the trading member. Advantages of interest rate futures. First one, a suitable hedging mechanism. These futures act as a good hedging mechanism. They are also a useful risk management tool. As a borrower, you can hedge your risk in fluctuating interest rates by taking an opposite position in these futures. Interest rate futures act as a useful hedging mechanism and also risk management tool. A borrower can reduce his risk due to fluctuation in interest rate by taking an opposite position in these futures. Second one, no security transaction tax. There is no security transaction tax on these futures, making them a cost-effective option. Here, no taxes are levied on the transaction of interest rate futures, which is a quite cost-effective option. Third one, transparency in trading. Since there is real-time dissemination of prices, trading is more transparent. Here, as there is wide spread of information about the prices, the transparency in the transaction is more. Thank you.